Ready or not, hello! And welcome to Final Boss Fight. My name is Jeff, and I will be your keeper of arcane lore for this evening as we return to horror on the Orient Express. I am joined by Brian Croy Dragon.
Hello.
Joined by Richard, Dark Lord Richard.
Hello. Dark Lord Richard, thank you. Yes,
Dark
hello.
Lord Richard, got to get the title right. Got to get the title right.
Yes, it's on my passport and everything. Like,
and Robin, who does not have a title. And Christy is joining us, but is having some microphone issues because that's what happens. Windows likes to play with microphones and loudspeakers and things. Oh, there's Christy. Hello, Christy. Hello.
Apparently it says I need to interact before I can have audio.
Oh.
Discord just said, so I don't know what they mean by that.
Well, let's hope Discord behaves itself for everybody, actually, and let's hope the stream behaves itself for everybody. Right.
Yeah. Well, it's still not working. Hang on. I still haven't got you through my headphones. That's what I'm saying. It won't let me have audio until I interact. Discord just said, so I don't know what they mean by that.
So, Brian, I think you're giving us the recap for this one, so take it away.
Okay, so last time, Major Mercy and Maya went to a shop to investigate, while Edward, Roland, and Nancy all stayed at the hotel. During the night, there was a banging at Roland's door, and there was a policeman who inquired about Major Mercy and stated the inspector wanted to see the party immediately upon learning the Major was a member of the party. As it turned out, Major Mercy and Maya had been taken in by the police after finding them at a local residence alongside two bodies. Due to various factors, Major Mercy and Maya were let go, and we all continued our journey on the Orient Express. Unfortunately, Maya's arm was aching as the detective Dick Jones appeared with only Maya noticing him. At the train station, we ran into Parridge, got onto the train and met Pascal, who asked us where we were traveling, and on the train we read the diary of Edgar Wellington. In it, he talks a lot about books he received from the Duck. He also talks about something the Duck gave him to help him sleep, as well as the dream world and having hidden the scroll lair. After that, Roland, Maya, the Major, and Edward all took sips of the potion that they had been given to go into the dream world. When we awakened in the dream world, we found a bright light coming from behind the blinds of the train car windows, yet the blinds themselves could not be opened, and there was no sign of Nancy. We walked through the door and found ourselves in Edgar's shop. Investigating the study, we found not pens but crayons, paper that is more like parchment, and an overturned chair. There were signs of a struggle, and as we continued our investigation of the premises, we suddenly heard the ringing of a bell. Going to investigate, we find people dressed in 15th century clothing going to the cathedral. They say that they have been summoned to the place and that there is justice there. Once there, we see people dressed as Death, an angel, a medieval soldier, a lion, a Turk, an assassin, and a rustic lad. They all moved through the crowd, and the lion sprouted wings and flew away, followed by the soldier, while tears of blood fell upon us, scalding our skin. The lion is the symbol of Venice and St. Mark, the former of which surrendered to the soldier Napoleon. Unfortunately, we did not reach the Dreamlands, but somewhere else, a place where wire has been woven into human shape with scraps of flesh hanging off it, and from it comes the song that Katrina Caballero sang. We then saw a robed figure and Edgar Wellington, the latter bound in chains. Finally, the robed figure removed his hood, and we saw the Duck.
Thank you very much. That was great. So let's move us to the map of Lausanne. And I'll just show you this picture of the cathedral, which I didn't show you last time, actually. So, picture of Lausanne Cathedral. Would be a nice little backdrop to what's about to take place. And there's also the picture of the trial itself. I'll just bring it up. On roll 20. Go. Here. There we go. So, the Duke stands before you, before the crowd. He's raised his arms, and I'll just recap what he said at the end. Mes amis, before us stands a man accused of grievous crimes. His criminal conduct in withholding what is due to us makes him our enemy, and hence he must stand trial before us. As Prince and Protector of this realm, I appoint myself the judicial representative of the people of Lausanne, and will see that this rogue gets his just deserts. And as he says this, the crowd will start cheering and baying. They want blood. They want this guy to... They basically want this guy to hang. They want Edgar Wellington's life. But the Duke calms everybody down and says, "Is anyone willing to take the part of the condemned in these proceedings and speak on his behalf?"
Mercy raises his hand straight away.
Okay. The Duke sees you raise your hand and nods. Major Mercy walks forward. Anybody else walk forward, or just Major Mercy on his own?
Don't say I'd follow close behind.
Edward, are you following as well? Edward?
Yes.
So are you following as well?
Oh my. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my lord.
So, as you approach the scaffolding, just for laugh, just make me psychology rolls as you pass the Duke. I'm saying it now, the duck. You got me saying it.
There we are.
Psychology.
I was going to say, a lot seems missing from my character sheet, Jeff.
Really?
From normal.
Oh dear.
Is that so? Like, I can't shoot anyone, which I definitely would do.
Anywho, Major Mercy, you're spending 2 points of luck to make that a success. You see that even though the Duke looks calm, just like, looks nods at you as you step on the platform, he is furious. He is not happy at all.
Nice to see.
The Duke, once you've all situated yourselves on the platform near Edgar Wellington, the Duke says to the crowd again, "We have the accused, we have the prosecutor," everybody cheers, "we have the defense," everybody boos, "and we have and we have a judge." And he turns to the big bronze statue that was standing behind you, and Major Mercy, you recognise the statue as a statue of Otto of Granson that you saw in the cathedral. Only where the statue in the cathedral had no hands, its hands were chipped off, you see this statue has hands. And you see they appear to be human hands with skin. And as you watch, its arm grinds up, and he rests with his thumb out to the side as if he was a Roman emperor.
Yes.
But the sight of this does potentially unnerve you. I'd like to ask everybody to make me sanity rolls, please.
I'm going to pass this one at last.
Yay!
Hey! That's the first one in about 3 or 4 games I've passed.
Everybody's passed. I'll still ask you all to take 1 point of sanity for that, because statue with human hands doing the raising its arm with the thumb out is a bit weird. So still take 1 point for that, I think.
Nah, that's perfectly normal.
I want to put my hand up and go. Objection. I would like to make a point.
The trial has not started yet, monsieur. However, as I am a fair and magnanimous prince, you may consult with your clients before we begin.
Oh, I want to consult with the judge.
The judge just stares. The judge is just like impassive statue face and just like stares ahead.
I would like to make the point that the prosecutor clearly should not be allowed to be prosecutor, as they seem to be orchestrating and arranging this affair, and therefore clearly has far too much power in the proceedings.
How's your law looking?
I don't know. Let's have a look.
I'm going to have to keep this skill chapter open, I think.
I
law.
don't have it in my current list.
Okay, 5% is the base for that.
Hey, that's not good. So roll a d100.
Roll a d100 and you're trying to get below... If you make this...
Yeah, I really hope I do. I've never wanted to make a roll more. Boo. You know, I could potentially spend a look to make that happen. But I shan't.
Yeah, the judge is just like staring ahead impassively with its behind its bronze face, and the Duke says, "Please, monsieur, this is a fair trial. As I said, you have the chance to consult with the prisoner before we begin, unless you do not wish to do so."
Objection again. Please refer to our client as the defendant, as to refer to him as prisoner prejudices him in the eyes of the court.
Here.
As does the manner of his confinement. And second objection, or third for Kingdom Track, my correct title is Major, not Monsieur. And I'm sure I'll have some more as we go along.
I know you've never played it, Richard, but I'm getting
not
massive
playing that lawyer
Phoenix.
game.
I'm getting massive Phoenix Wright vibes from you at the minute.
Oh, that's something. I love it. Meanwhile, Edgar Wellington is scared. He's terrified of what's happening, of where he is.
We probably should have a word with him.
I think we should too. And Maya's gonna go up to him and say, "Mr. Wellington, isn't it?"
Yes. I'm sorry. Have we met? Oh, you were in the shop. You're that Major Mercy, aren't you?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, and Edward, Mr. Beatty as well, and Mr. Billio. Oh. Have you come to help me? Please get me out of here. Please, get me out of this.
First off, we need to know what you are accused of.
They haven't told me. I was just in my shop. I came into the dream world to get... You've seen my diary. I take it you must have seen my diary.
Yeah.
I came into
Along
the
with your
dream...
corpse.
My what?
Your corpse.
No. No, it's fine. It's just a dream. You just wake up from it. It's fine. I just wake. You just wake up from it. That's what happens. No, I was in my shop with getting the scroll, and this mob just burst through the front door, and they just grabbed me and just dragged me away. I don't even know. They didn't say a thing. They just pulled me in and manhandled me out into the street and brought me here. And I thought he was my friend. The Duke, he ordered them to chain me up, and they did. They haven't told me what. They haven't said anything. I don't even know why I'm here.
And where is the scroll now?
if you get me out of this, I will give you the scroll. I'll tell you where the scroll is. I'll give it to you. But please, please get me out of this.
We will do what we can. But any information is helpful.
I've told you all I know. I don't even know what they haven't even told me what I'm here for. They just dragged me here, and they haven't even spoken to me.
And what did these people who dragged you here look like? Are there any in the crowd?
And he looks out, and you can see, like, he's barely teetering on the edge of sanity. And he's like, they're out there. It's all of them. I can see all of them out there. It's all of them. The Duke claps. Mesdames, Messieurs, mes amis, the trial will commence. Now, speaking out of character a bit, the way this is going to work, the Duke is going to bring 3 charges against Wellington, and your job is to refute the charges as best you can.
Okay. Okay.
So, if you really want to get into your Phoenix Wright mode, now is the time.
I mean, as I said, I don't really understand who that is. I might be more for
I've never played a Phoenix Wright game.
I might be more of a Saul Goodman type.
That's fine. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. First, people of Lausanne, the Duke says, this traitor has refused to cooperate with the duly assigned officers of the realm, in that, when he was summoned to present himself before the People's Court of Lausanne, cheers from the crowd, he did kick, scream, and protest mightily, and thereby create an uproar in the street, to wit, causing unnecessary trouble for... please, monsieur, allow me to finish. For officers assigned to conduct him to the court. Such behaviour aims at undermining the authority of my rule and represents a challenge to the law of my will. Were he innocent, he would be meek. Were he meek, he would be released, in due course. These ancient precepts of my rule being violated, I call for the judge to find him guilty of this charge. Monsieur.
Objection to that first charge. In what way was the defendant notified that he should make himself present?
He was notified when my officers entered his premises and requested that he join us here. They took him in when they took him into custody.
Our client describes it as a mob broke into his shop. Would that be accurate?
Monsieur, are you saying that the prisoner was afraid of being arrested? Had something to hide?
I am making is a reasonable person under those circumstances may not have realised these were lawful officers of the court coming to arrest him, rather a random mob of people wishing him violence. Do they have a uniform or a badge of office or a warrant for his arrest that they presented to him?
Were he innocent, he would not be here. As for this badge of office, they are loyal citizens of Lausanne. What more badge of office do they require?
And you seem to be saying he is guilty, but you've still not exactly said what of. I think I would be kicking and screaming if a big mob of people came and started just grabbing me and pulling me out of my home.
Ah, so you wish to know what he's guilty of? In that case...
I wish to know what he's accused of.
No. What the Major said.
I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this, guys. Very well, we shall proceed to the second charge. People of Lausanne, the accused is a foreigner, and that even his spirited defenders cannot deny. Please, monsieur, allow me to finish. I allowed you to speak, you must allow me to speak.
I will do, but when you say something that's wrong, I'll have to object.
The Englishman stands right there, living testimony to his guilt. We of Lausanne pride ourselves on our purity of blood. It is our strength and our glory, for it allows us to feel united under the common purpose of my will. His presence among us is like a cancer, drawing other foreign bodies, which must be cut out. I call upon the judge to find him guilty of this charge.
So you're basically a racist.
Monsieur, I am not the one on trial.
No.
It is this man here who is on trial.
No, but you are saying because he is English, from another country, he is guilty of a crime. That is racist. So, therefore... And also, you are French. I am Spanish. The Major is English himself. Aren't we all foreigners to this land?
Monsieur, I have ruled over this land many,
Mademoiselle?
many years. And Mademoiselle, I have ruled over these lands for many, many, many years.
I
This
don't
is
really care.
Prosecutor.
William the Conqueror was William the Conqueror not a foreigner to the English?
William the Conqueror, Monsieur, is not here.
And you'll notice Maya's fists are clenching.
I would say, prosecutor, you referred to in the first charge the defendant as a traitor, and now he is a foreigner. I would argue surely a person cannot be both. A traitor is someone who is of the place they are from.
Monsieur, we waste time with these petty arguments. I will bring the third charge. And this charge will see, no matter what cunning arguments you have, this charge will see justice done. People of Lausanne, we accuse the treacherous enemy before us with the possession of forbidden knowledge. Who knows what secrets a foreigner hides? And yet hide them he does. This guilty man before us today, seeking only to deceive us, seeking only his own devious advantage, and not the advantage of his prince or his people, entered our sacred realm in possession of this, which only I, as ruler, may obtain. What does he plot? Why such concealment? Why hide cunningly that which is mine by fiat? There must be some devious reason to do so. He must be punished, for he has secreted the scroll somewhere within this princely realm, like a mine ready to explode beneath our foundations. Were he to bring forth a scroll, I should have reason for clemency, but he persists in deceit. He mocks and despises my suzerain will. I call upon the judge to consider the crimes of the accused and to determine him guilty as charged. And the crowd again just like starts cheering and baying for blood.
Objection. You claim the defendant has an item of forbidden knowledge. Do you have this to present as evidence?
As I have said, Monsieur, the accused has concealed it. Were he to present it to...
You can't prove he has it.
Were he to present it to myself, I would of course take a more lenient view. But the mere fact he has concealed it speaks volumes.
But how would you know he's concealed said item? How would you know of its existence to begin with? It sounds like a baseless accusation with no evidence to back it up.
Monsieur, I know everything that goes in...
Give us proof that he has got a scroll that he's hiding. If you don't, I feel this argument is void.
Well, Mademoiselle...
And baseless conjecture.
Mademoiselle, emphasis, not happy at all. This trial is not for you to decide. It is for the judge to decide. And the statue still stands there with its arm stretched out, thumb to the left. Like a Roman emperor ready to deliver a verdict. The crowd quietens down, waiting in anticipation. Edgar is still there, waiting. He's still terrified. Even though what you've said, he's still no idea which way this is going to go.
I'm going to sort of stand up in a proper movie, courtroom drama, sort of pace around, sort of say, I believe I saw that person, I'm going to point to some ruffian in the crowd, in possession of forbidden knowledge. And then I'm going to point to the next person and that person, basically go through. So all of them I saw possessing what I believe to be forbidden knowledge. And I'm going to ask the first person, is that right?
And they all just look at each other as if you're mad, basically. And the Duke laughs and goes,
he doesn't even deny it.
Is that the best you can do?
No, he doesn't even deny it. I've accused him. He hasn't denied it. Would not a loyal citizen of your territory deny such an accusation?
All eyes are turned to the statue. Long moments pass, almost feels like an eternity. And the statue's thumb turns up.
Is that good for Edgar? Because we don't. I know that typically means good, but I'm not.
It means that he has been. It means that the judge has found him not guilty of the charges. And to say that the Duke is angry is an understatement. The Duke is furious. He is absolutely livid.
And I'm going to take out my pocket a microphone and then just drop it on the ground and walk off.
But as soon as the statue's thumb points up, Edgar's chains disappear. He is free. You are free. The crowd is silent, but they do part and allow you to pass through.
Maya's going to give Edgar a shoulder to lean on.
Oh, thank you, miss. That was. I don't know. I thought that was it. I thought that was it there. Come on, I'll take you back to my shop. I promise you the scroll, and I'll give you the scroll.
I think in future you need to make better friends.
As you leave the square, you hear the voice of the Duke behind you from the platform. Mes amis, mesdames, messieurs, today we have seen justice only partly done. The accused may be free, but what of the foreigners who defended him? What of their conspiracy? Find them and bring them to me.
Maya just flips them off as they're walking away.
The crowd is turning. I think you better
the
run.
Equivalent 1920s equivalent of it would be.
Yeah. The crowd is stunned for a moment, wondering what's going to happen. Looking at each other, and then they all turn to where you are, heading off down the street. And then they start moving towards you.
Hand myself over for a trial, but try and do it in a way to get the others time.
Edgar says, "No. Follow me. I know a quick way back to the shop."
Okay. I just felt with them we're going to, resisting the thing was going to be added to our list of charges.
Quick! You got to get back to the shop, and then we got to get back to the real world. Come on this way. And to cut a long story short, he leads you through some passages. You hear the mob in the distance, going fainter and fainter. You get back to your shop, and as soon as you enter the shop, Edgar tells you, quick, barricade the door, block the door, they can't get in. They mustn't get in.
Maya starts doing that. Starts trying to pull the big bear out.
No, not the bear, not yet. And you watch as Edgar takes his hand and shoves it down the bear's throat, right up to his shoulder. And you hear, what do you reckon a bear filled with sawdust would sound like if you put your hand into it?
Not a huge amount, to be fair.
Edward, what did you expect? What did you expect it to sound like?
Muffled.
Muffled.
You
Roland.
only hear some muffled sound.
Yeah, Roland, what do you think it would sound like if you put your arm into a stuffed bear? Roland? Oh,
I don't
muted.
know. I'm on my phone. So I
Okay.
don't know if this
Well-
is working. I don't know.
Okay.
Does he ask for a picnic basket?
Not quite. He puts his hand into this bear, and you hear it squelching inside, and
Yeah.
this horrible squelching sound. And he pulls his arm back, and he's got the scroll case in his hand, and his arm is just covered in blood and gore, and the scroll case is covered in blood and gore. And he does thrusts it towards you, Roland. He says, "Here, take it. We've got to get back to the train. We've got to get back to the real world. Out the back door, quick!" And as you do, and as he does so, you can hear the mob starting to bash on the front door, and you can see the wood starting to splinter.
I'm assuming I don't have my gun at this point. Or like
You
it probably
wouldn't have
do
your
any
gun.
good.
No.
Damn it. But yeah,
You-
heading out the back door.
Yeah.
Head-
On the
You
way
head
out,
back
Maya's going to grab a knife off the bench.
Okay. And Roland carrying the scroll. You head through the back door, the same door you came in, and you're back on the train. And you hear the rumbling as the train is in motion. And you feel yourselves start to wake up. The whole train starts to become hazy and blurry, and you start to wake up. But as you look at Edgar, you see his body fade away, become transparent, and you see the awful look in his eyes as he realizes he will never wake up again. He realizes you were telling the truth. I don't understand. You just wake up. You just wake up. And he's gone. Sanity rolls, please.
You and your sanity rolls, Jeff.
Embrace the
Make
insanity.
it
Back to
creepy.
normal.
Good fails. But not a critical fail, which is a good thing. If you fail, if you pass the sanity roll, you don't lose any. If, however, you fail the sanity roll, 1d3. Oh, no. 2 and 2, so take 2 off your sanity.
Maya's
And you
definitely
wait.
going to be the first one to go insane.
And you wake up in your cabins, and Maya, you see Nancy standing above you, look of concern on her face. But once Nancy sees you're okay, she's been up for quite a while with a lot of stuff happening, and she hasn't had the same sleep you have. You feel like you've had a good night's sleep. You're waking up after a good night's sleep, but Nancy, she just flops. As soon as you get up from the bed, Nancy just flops out on it. Is out like a light.
Did we? So we had a relaxing night's sleep in the horror
Your body's-
realm of
your-
insanity.
Your body's had a relaxing sleep. And Roland, you have the scroll.
Yes.
Would you like to look at the scroll, unpack the scroll, and look at the scroll?
Should we wait until we're back to the real world, or are we back to the real
This
world now?
is the real world. This is the real world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would everybody else like to have a look as well? I mean, I feel bad. I wouldn't do it by myself.
I
Everybody
think
else?
everyone should have a look at it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to hesitate there because I don't want to go mad.
Uh,
I'll just let you guys do that, and then
Let's all gather round on the bed. We'll all
Right.
sit on the bed like and unravel the scroll.
So the first thing that you notice is the scroll and the scroll case is identical to the fake scroll that you found in Edgar Wellington's shop.
Yeah.
But Edward, I won't make you roll this because you rolled it last time. You see instantly this is the genuine thing. This is the genuine article. You unfurl the scroll and it is ancient parchment. handwritten in Arabic. But fortunately, because I don't believe any of you read Arabic, there is some pages with it which are a typed English translation. Roland, could you please read this out for me?
The scroll was written by Shagnafar
Sedefkar?
the Omasai. Sorry?
Sorry, carry on. Yep.
It concerns this item in his possession, the Shagnafar Simulacrum. In his scroll, Shagnafar prophesies that he soon will lose the Simulacrum. It so praises, and it makes a record in the set of 5 scrolls. The scroll is the first of 5, and is referred to the scroll of the head, and being the thoughts of the history of Shakafar. 4 missing scrolls are the scrolls of the belly that concern the worship, known as the skinless one, scrolls of the legs, series of body-affecting magics. The foundation of Shakafar's power was built in the scroll on the right hand, a ritual that awoke the statue, and the driving force behind his power. The scroll of the left hand contained the ritual which balances his power and necessary ongoing sacrifice. The scroll is rambling, insane document. The author has not set down events in any form or order, making it difficult to follow. The most detailed description in the document dwells on the torture of skinning human beings.
And there is a sample passage from the scroll as well, if you would like to see that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
I have seen these powers which stalk the night and strike fear into the hearts of all who worship the false god. I know him and I worship him, the skinless one has spoken to me. He whispers the secret words into the heart of hearts, and I know what I must do. I have seen in visions that all this my Lord has said it was, and in my dreams it is perfection striving above the ruins of the city. Kings and countries have fallen before it. Even gods must fail before it. I recognize the first time that I beheld the object of power. Power would bring the world to its knees. It glistened like the finest of pearls. If I woke when I flayed alive, and wretched those who sought to steal my treasure to me. The night he came to me the first time and told me what to do, I meditated before its glory. All praises to the one without skin. I performed 17 devotions and opened it for the first time. Within the artifact it was soft and smooth. I ran my hand across it and its inner surface, like the skin of a redacted, offered eligible as sacrifice to my master. Then I used it for the first time. In his wisdom, the Lord of naked flesh made it to my height. In all modesty, I believe it was in my image. Blessed, chosen, the skinless one. I have been careful to keep it untarnished. The substance is the colour of purity, and it will not be tainted by which is unclean.
Yeah, that is very good. And so, for reading that, everybody gets +2 to their Cthulhu Mythos, +2 to your Cthulhu Mythos, but 1d4 from your sanity. Roll a d4 and remove it from your sanity.
is mythos in it?
Oh, that's another one. I can probably better do that. If you press the edit,
Okay.
if you press the edit
Well-
switch, and it'll come up. So I can deal with that if that's easier.
Down to 34 sanity.
Embrace the insanity.
What's that thing about how much you can lose in a single, like, session or day or something?
You
And,
can
like,
lose
that-
if you lose a fifth of your starting sanity for the day.
It gives me a grand total of 2 in Cthulhu Mythos.
I've got 7.
Yeah, but you're going mad. Maybe that's why.
There is a knock at the cabin door, and Pascal leans his head and goes, Mesdames, Messieurs, we will be arriving at Milan shortly after midday. Before that, we will surely enter the Samplon tunnel. But we are putting, if you wish to, we have a late breakfast, early lunch, if you wish to eat before you leave the train.
I
I
definitely
don't know
do.
about you, but I'm starving. I didn't fancy those wriggling arms we saw in that dream place.
Wriggling arms, mademoiselle.
Don't ask. Very bad dreams.
Bad dreams.
Wriggling
Of
human
course,
arms and they start like in his face.
Of course. If you wish to follow me, I will take you to the dining car. He takes you to the dining car, and as you enter the dining car, he leads you through, and you see a familiar face sat at one of the tables. It is Walter Partridge. And as soon as he sees you, he beckons you over. He is a train spotting. Yeah, he's a train spotter. Yeah, as soon as he sees you, he calls you over. There we go.
Please, immediately goes and sits down beside him.
Okay, you can move your characters. You can move your characters. So move your characters where you want them to be.
I climb over the table to do it.
The rest of you? There are seats nearby. The seats nearby are free as well if you wish to sit together
I
in a
was
loose
trying
group.
to move it on the final boss fight screen, so you're gonna give me just 1 second there.
Oh boy! While you're doing that, you say that the other day I was watching a recording at work of a Teams meeting, and I was in the meeting. I was watching a recording of a meeting I was in, and then at the end everyone was saying bye to each other, and I just automatically said, "Yeah, bye."
Bye.
And it was a recording. Anyway, the waiters bring you food. It's scrambled eggs, very done with butter, herbs, on smoked salmon, and fine bread. The sort of thing you'd have for late breakfast, early lunch. Walter says, "Oh, it's so nice to see you again, Miss Havdat, and your friends as well. Milan next day. I can't wait. I can't wait to see that singer. And I've heard she's the best. I've heard she's amazing. Have you heard of it? Have you heard her?
Yes, we were very lucky. She was actually our travelling companion last time we were on the train. This
Really?
Katerina something or another. I can't remember what her
Miss
full name
Cavallero,
is.
Katerina Cavallero. Oh, really?
That's it.
Wow. Oh, I am envious, Miss. I'm so envious. I wish I'd been there.
We're planning to go see her in Milan, so stick around with us, and
I will absolutely do that. Oh, thank you. I will absolutely do that.
Anyway, did you sleep well?
I hate to admit this, but I do find it difficult to sleep on trains, especially this one. The rocking motion of the cabin, it doesn't do my my back any good, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. We slept like a baby. We had weird dreams though, but
I've heard that. I've heard some of the other people at the club say that they have strange dreams on the express. Yeah, I've not experienced it myself though.
So did you have any plans in Milan, apart from seeing this opera singer?
That was mainly it. Just wander the city, taking the sights. I've heard it's a beautiful city. The Teatro de Scala, the cathedrals, and then get on the next train. Carry on the next train. See the performance and carry on the next train. The performance is tomorrow night, I believe, as well, isn't it? So we'll be there for the night. We'll be there overnight.
Yes. Well, as I say, just stick around with us, and
Oh, absolutely.
you might get to see some interesting things.
It will be my absolute pleasure.
I'm just thinking, you're trying to get this poor guy. I'm thinking this, not saying it. It's trying to get this poor guy killed because you don't want to be hanging around.
Well, cannon fodder and all that.
It's extremely dangerous.
The waiter comes to refill your water, refill your wine. It says, Monsieur, Mesdames, Monsieur, we do want to inform you that we'll be passing into the Simplon tunnel in approximately 10 minutes. It is a 12-mile long tunnel through the mountains, through the Swiss border. Some travellers get somewhat alarmed because, but there's nothing to worry about. It is 20 minutes max of darkness, but we have the lights on here. It's our policy to.
Yes, thank you for letting us know. I'm sure nothing terrible will happen in that
In the dark.
20 minutes.
I was going to say, just out of curiosity, Jeff, how's Maya's arm?
Still a bit achy. Probably like upper shoulder. Still, right. It's not. You can still move it, but it's like hurts a bit to move. Like if you like wrenched it or something, it's like hurts a bit to move, but doesn't really impede you. The waiter stands up from your table and is about to walk down and goes, "Oh, monsieur, do you wish for a table for one?" "No, I believe I should dine with mes amis here," says a horribly familiar voice.
Oh god, it's the Duke, isn't it?
Quack, quack.
And the Duke, John Forrester,
Brilliant.
there's a sant, pretends not to hear that, and he goes,
Is that a quack quack?
Yeah.
Can I just say the irony? Because I'm looking at the Disneyland Paris app, and I clicked as soon as you did that. I clicked on Donald's birthday because today's Donald Duck's birthday, and you just so happen to do that at the exact same time.
Oh, brilliant. Mes amis, you left Lausanne so suddenly without even saying goodbye, without keeping our appointment. That was very rude. I must admit I expected better. Now, I will come straight to the point, if I may. I want the scroll.
We don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, please, please, mademoiselle, do not patronize me. When foreigners...
No, we don't know what you're talking about.
When foreigners such as yourselves come to Lausanne, by your own admission, having an interest in the scroll, and then you leave just as suddenly, my little grey cells tell me that you have what you came for, and I would like it.
Do we know you?
Oh, monsieur,
I don't
please.
believe we've met.
Monsieur, please, do not play the games with me. I want the scroll, and I will
I play cricket. Oh, I used to.
She stands by Walter Partridge, and Walter Partridge is like, "Oh, is this a friend of yours? Pleased to meet you, Walter
he's
Partridge."
Not.
He's a complete stranger.
Stay clear of him.
He sounds a bit unhinged.
Yes.
I
And I was
I
going to
may
say,
have
at this
heard
point,
of
Maya's
them.
got like a sharp knife and kind of stabs it into the table.
Out of character though, what if we do have a scroll? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We have 2 scrolls, don't we? Fake and a real.
That is true.
And the Duke stands beside Walter Partridge, puts his hand on Walter Partridge's shoulder, and can you all make spot hidden checks, please?
Oh God! What did I tell you, Mike? Don't tell him that.
If you don't have spot hidden, I believe it's 30. I believe it's 25 is the base level for that. I think everybody has it though.
I don't have it. What
Roll a D100, and you're looking for a 25. Yes. Afraid not. So those of you who passed, I'll give it to Major Mercy because you got the hard success. When he puts his hand on Walter's shoulder, you see what looks like this green flame leap from his hand. And Walter stiffens, clutches his chest, and collapses on the table.
I'm going to sort of say he stabbed him with a needle, and then I'm going to draw my gun and shoot him.
I was going to say Maya would be pulling the knife out of the table and lunging for the Duke as well.
So, let me get this straight. You are in a dining car with a lot of witnesses, a lot of waiters, and you're going to draw a gun and shoot him.
Look, I just got arrested in the presence of two, bodies that had been brutally murdered, and was out of prison in less than like an hour or something. Yeah, I'm shooting him. As I just said, he attacked our friend.
And he stands away, and his hand stands away, and there's nothing in his hands. He goes, "Monsieur, are you sure you wish to do this? And then are you actually doing it?"
Oh yeah, I'm going to do it.
Cool. Make me a firearms roll.
Yeah. I can see no negative consequences to these actions.
You draw your gun. You shoot at him. That's a success.
So nothing's come through for me, is it?
Sorry, it came through on the it's come through on the roll
Yeah.
20. You came as a 51 over 83.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Yes, it's come through. Yes.
Yes. You're sure you hit him? You are sure you hit him? But he's unaffected completely.
I imagine that firing that gun probably has caused some alarm.
It has. The passengers they are now screaming because someone has just discharged a firearm on board the Orient Express. Not only are the passengers retreating, fleeing, the waiters are also fleeing, and two of the conductors are now barreling down the corridor towards you, barreling down the passageway towards you.
Can Maya check to see how Walter is?
Do you have medicine or first aid?
No.
Medicine is 1%, first aid is 30%.
We'll go with the first aid.
Does Nancy, isn't this thing she's good at?
I don't know.
But
Is Nancy good at first aid or medicine? Nope, that's a fail.
For me.
No.
You can't tell. You can't tell.
In that case, Maya's going to kind of just tap his cheek and try and bring him round.
Okay.
Sorry, Maya, not Nancy.
Major Mercy, what are you going to do about these two conductors barreling towards you down the corridor? They are coming to. They are not. They are trained for this. This is not the first time something like this has happened aboard the Express.
I am going to basically say that man attacked our friend, who's now collapsed.
Monsieur, that is ridiculous. I have no weapon. How could I possibly have attacked him?
You may have dropped it, but as you can see, our friend is collapsed.
You do know that some people do have a very weak heart. Perhaps the excitement got to him. And I'm going to say that, Edward, you are probably nearest to the Duke, and the Duke leans to you and says, "If you do not get to me the scroll, I shall kill your friends here." And now I am not playing the game.
Scroll?
Do we have any, all these scrolls we've been looking at and whatnot? Was there anything like sort of, weapon spells type things that might harm someone?
Just to recap, you have the scroll you just got from the dream world, which is the real scroll. You also have the fake scroll, which looks identical to the real scroll and has not been opened.
Yeah, Christy
That's what you have.
mentioned. Yeah.
All my idea was that if somebody was supposedly know that we have the scroll, and we wanted to get them off our back, we could give them the fake one.
I was hoping we could just like blank them and pretend we didn't know them. But that didn't work very well. So yeah, it might be a good idea. And this also looks like we put quite a fight to hand it over. So it'll add to the believability.
So Edward, what do you do?
What are my options exactly?
Well, your options, without telling you what the possible consequences for these are, do nothing, try and attack the Duke, try and give him the scroll, give him the fake scroll, or give him the real scroll, or do what he says, or whatever you think is appropriate for the situation, or whatever your party thinks is appropriate for the situation.
I think we're into give him the fake scroll territory here.
Yes.
You have. Bring me the scroll. You have. Looks at his watch. 2 minutes.
Yes, here you go. Edward hands him the fake scroll and says, "Enjoy reading it on the pond before duck season happens."
You take offence at that. Probably not, because he's got no idea what you're talking about. He looks at the scroll case, sees that it's still sealed up, gives it a cursory look. Oh, merci, Mason. Me. I hope to renew our acquaintance again someday. And you see him pull out this golden lasso from inside his jacket, and he loops it over himself. And Siri decides to talk at that point. He loops it over himself, and then he's gone.
For a moment, I thought you were going to say he was going to turn into Wonder Woman.
No.
Because of the golden lasso.
No, not that. No. And he's gone, disappeared, as if he was never there. Major Mercy, because of the disturbance at lunch, you are confined to your cabin to be put off the train at Milan.
Absolute nonsense. Absolute balderdash.
Which is kind of probably because that's where you're going anyway, but it may take...
I'm still complaining about it.
Yeah, it may take... So... With that escapade, the train re-emerges from the Samplon tunnel, and shortly after midday, you arrive
to catch up Sarah, because she's just turned up.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi! Nancy's woken up from a nap.
Yes. So what just happened in the last few minutes? I was trying to explain to her what happened with the dream world stuff.
Okay. So to catch Sarah up, you managed to escape the dream world with the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
The Duke appeared at lunch because he wants the scroll.
Yep, of course.
He somehow attacked Walter Partridge. Major Mercy
That's a bit
shot him.
mean.
Major Mercy tried to shoot the Duke with no effect, but Major Mercy is now confined to his cabin.
Oh.
And Edward gave him the fake scroll, and he was satisfied and went away.
Really?
Did
Cool.
he only appear when we were in the tunnel?
Just before, a few minutes before you entered the tunnel. And with that, the train carries on its journey and arrives in Milan.
Maya would be keeping a close watch on Walter Partridge.
It takes a while. You wonder at times if he is actually going to make it, but with Nancy's administrations, he does eventually come round, but he... pain in my chest. I thought... don't know what happened. Must have... don't know what that was.
That man is an evil person, and he did something to you. He injected you with a needle or something.
You want to check him for a needle mark?
Yes, I will.
Nancy as well, because you're there as well. Or you can roll. I'll give you. What I'll do is, Maya, I'll give you a spot hidden with advantage.
Okay.
Not advantage.
Spot
Spot hidden with a bonus. Oh, never mind.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, never mind.
I'll still do the bonus. Just yeah.
Yeah, so extreme success. So I think that's an extreme success. Not quite.
It is.
You look at where the Duke put his hand on Walter Partridge's shoulder. There's no mark there at all.
I'm just
like no needle mark.
A very thin needle.
Great.
I was going to say, if you see him again, get out of there.
I think I'm happy never to see him. I'm happy never to see him again. What did he do to me? And what happened? What happened while I was out?
Nothing much.
We tried to protect you.
So
we protected you from him further.
So we come to the end of the Lausanne chapter. Would you like to do your rewards now, or wait until the end? Because I think we might be able to start some of the Milan chapter. So you can either do some rewards now, or leave them to the end, or leave them to later.
I'm happy either way. It would probably make sense to leave them till the end myself, but
yeah, I'm
happy
fine
either
with
way.
leaving it till the end.
then we're not interrupting the flow so much.
Very well. The train tugs into Lausanne at 23 minutes past midday.
Don't you mean
your luggage?
the next? Not Lausanne. We've just come from Lausanne.
Yeah.
The train has turned around and is going back to Lausanne. No, the train tugs into Milan at 23 minutes past midday. And your luggage is taken from the train. You disembark the train. A few passengers disembark from the train. Major Mercy is rather unceremoniously escorted from the train. And it's a rather grey day at the station. I'm going to put it on the Milan map now, actually. That's a good thing I can do.
As we're disembarking, can I see if the Duke disembarks as well?
No, he teleported off.
Oh, it was a teleport off. Right, cool. I wasn't sure if there was some...
Yeah.
If we were not sure how he got off or if he was still pretending to be
No,
there. Cool.
he went away, so...
Thank you, Richard.
Location 12 is the station, I believe. I just need to zoom this out a little bit. Railway station at location 12, yes.
Way.
So that's the top right-hand corner. And it's a somewhat grey day, actually. It's very grey. It's very overcast, and the porters at the station they seem to be a bit lethargic in taking your luggage. They seem to be somewhat not with it, as it were. However, your passports are checked. Your weapons are. You are informed that your weapons require permits, or they will be retained at the station until you get permits. If you are caught carrying a firearm without a permit, you are liable for arrest.
I am a serving officer in the British Army.
Signor, we are not in Britain now. This is Italy. This is Milano.
Very true. One of the reasons I think you'd appreciate having a armed British soldier here. But
And so,
I will relinquish it if that's what needs to be done.
Grazie, signor. Usual question. There is a hotel. There are a couple of hotels to choose from. There's the Hotel Cavour, the Grand Hotel Marino e Nacional. But I believe Caterina Cavallero had said she got you somewhere nearby, if I remember rightly. That's the thing that she said.
I was going to say I'm dragging Walter Partridge along with us as well.
Leave the poor man alone.
Wait, is he able to move?
Here we are.
Like, you shouldn't come near us. Like, we are a target.
The hotel that Caterina Cavallero has arranged for you all is location 3, La Galleria Vittorio Emanuele. And by her, from what she said before, it is the best hotel in the whole of Milan.
Yep, Maya's going to make sure Partridge pulls up there.
The ticket, the concierge at the lobby is a bit surprised to see that there is a sixth person having the room, but he will nod and say, "Si, signor, I will add it to Signora Cavallero's. How do you say bill? I'll add it to her bill." Funny enough, as you're going from the station to the hotel, you don't see many people on the streets.
Can we ask the concierge or some person at the hotel who may know what's going on? Is everything all right in Milan? Is this a day of mourning? Has some accident happened? Or
Monsieur, how do you say? There is a Monsieur. Not in fact, Signor. There is a what is the word? It's been a very grey few days. Something has happened that has caused a shock to us all.
And what is that?
He points you to a newspaper. There's a selection of them, French, Italian, and English. But as you look at the newspaper, the headline: "Opera singer kidnapped." And underneath is a photo of Valero.
Is there any information in the article about, has someone, asked for a ransom or claimed credit or?
The information that you have in the article is that most eyewitness accounts say that she disembarked from the Orient Express. That should be on the 22nd or 23rd, day before yesterday, I believe. Yes, because you spent the day in Lausanne. So yesterday she disembarked from the Orient Express. A black car was waiting to collect her. She got in and hasn't been seen since. Some have identified the car as an Alfa Romeo. which are fairly common in the town, as this is one of the manufacturing areas of the Alfa Romeo. And some even say that suspects that the driver was possibly an old flame of Cavallero. The La Scala, La Teatro de Scala, has made a statement that they are offended that this great singer should have such a thing happen to her in the city, and they are and no request for a ransom has yet been made. In fact, there is a handout
Sorry.
for this. There is a handout for this actually, which I've just seen. So just to give you the full details, there we are. Says it better than I can. Major Mercy, do you want to read this one out as you're reading the paper?
Yes. Opera star missing, fears of abduction. Police have expressed fears that soprano Caterina Cavola may have been abducted from Milan's Stazione Centrale. The singer has not been seen since she alighted from the train from Paris yesterday at 1 p.m. Since then, she has not returned to her apartment or attended rehearsals at La Scala, where she is due to sing the part of Ada. Or is that Ada? Aida, thank you. Which opens tomorrow night. Arturo Toscanini, music director of La Scala, has confirmed that he has had no contact from the singer since she departed Paris. Police request that any members of the public contact them if they have any information on the whereabouts of Signorina Cavallero. We heartily urge all Milanese to join the search for our most beloved star.
Thank you.
What did we learn about her when we were on the train with her?
A moment. Mainly that she was a world famous opera singer. She had been wanting to sing Aida at the Scala because she had the dream of it as a little girl. The dream of doing it as a little girl. Other than that, her career is public knowledge. Very famous career is public knowledge. Yeah, nothing suggested that anything was amiss.
Well, that's good. So there wasn't like I'm assuming no, but there wasn't anything like, oh, I'm so terribly frightened that this person's going to try and kidnap me. This is his name and address, and
nothing like that, sadly.
Would any of us know of sort of any public sort of like fallouts or anything like that with her, or previous partners or scandals or things like that?
Oh yeah, they said, wasn't it, that there might have been a previous partner?
Yeah, I just wondered if it was like public.
Yeah, there was a rumor, and of course, a star like that, even like today, stars like that, there's like rumors of scandal all over the place, left, right, and centre, and the same would have been true of her. But yeah, that is all the information you have. The concierge looks at you and make me another psychology roll, actually, as you look at him.
Is this everyone?
Everyone, yeah.
What would be psychology for?
If you don't have it, it's 10%.
So a D10.
Just roll me a D100 and you're trying to get below 10.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Afraid not. I need to look at these character sheets and find out what's going on.
Yeah, I don't have psychology, so.
So, those of you who rolled a success, the concierge, the way he looks, the way he's lethargic, the way he speaks, and you've seen as you've been walking to this hotel, I said the streets are nearly empty. You've seen cafes with tables outside and people just like slumped across them, barely paying attention to their food. You'd almost think that everybody in the city was suffering from depression.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Almost as
I
if
can't believe that everybody loved her.
it seems to be more than that. That could be part of it, but it seems to be more than that. Almost as if the heart had been ripped out of the city.
What's Aida about?
It's this is the slave girl, I believe.
Do I have an
It's
opera?
it's
song?
about it's about a war between two countries, and I believe there's some like the princess of one country is in love with the general is in love with the general. There's a love triangle in there somewhere.
Yes, Ethiopian princess and a Egyptian general.
That's
There
Ancient
you go.
Egyptian.
what I'm asking for is like the idea that like is that part of the story, and it sounds like someone being abducted maybe is.
It's a real opera, but I can't remember an abduction. I mean, obviously I have one or two productions on DVD, but I can't. I do know that the two lovers end up being buried alive together.
So a
I
happy
remember
end.
that. Yeah, basically. Has one up on Romeo and Juliet.
So
Mhm.
is this what are we seeing the plot of this opera played out in the city, where it's like there's possibly a love thing going on with the person she left with. Am I completely boggling up the wrong tree here, or
See, my theory was I was going to ask you all, do we remember what parts of the other four scrolls mean what? Because if there was something to do with,
I'm gonna go have a look for the handout.
things like that, because all I'm thinking is if there's another four scrolls and almost as if something's spread over a city, would there be one of the four scrolls that sort of match?
Scroll of the Head, which is the forts and history of the Sedilkar. Four missing scrolls are the Scroll of the Belly, concerning the worship of a being known as the Skinless One. Scroll of the Legs, which is a series of body-affecting magics. Foundation of which the Sedilkar, I can't even read that word.
Mhm.
Scroll of the Right Hand, a ritual which awoke the statue and is the driving force behind the thing's power. Scroll of the Left Hand, containing a ritual which balances this power with a necessary ongoing sacrifice.
And I say maybe the legs.
There is. Roland, make me an intelligence roll.
This thing, Christy thinks of these things in real life, and then her characters aren't.
It's good. It's good. I like it. But make me an intelligence roll, Christy. Roland.
Where is intelligence?
That'll be at the top of the. That'll be at the top of the sheet.
Yeah, got it.
Ooh.
Failure.
I'm asking you. Do you remember the original notes on the simulacrum? Because the options are either, well, like you say, either, and it's possible one of the scrolls is here, or what else could be here? Look at Beddo's notes. Look at the notes on the Sedefkar simulacrum. Everybody, if you want to.
There's a piece of the simulacrum here.
Or it was sold to someone from Milan.
Well, true.
That doesn't mean this.
What are we rolling?
Not rolling anything. Not rolling anything. If you look through
So
the
yeah,
newspaper,
like it was.
Sorry.
There was a piece in circulation in Paris after the Great War and sold to someone from Milan.
Their left arm. So is that what contains the scroll? Will we about the left arm of the scroll? Left arm scroll?
I was going to say, I know we've got the left arm.
Oh yeah, we've got the left arm. Okay.
Where are
Just,
you off? Bye-bye.
if you look through the newspaper that you just seen here, you see another story,
Ooh.
also quite on the very near the front page. Let's have Maya read this one out.
Automobile worker murdered. The body of an automobile worker, Ennio Spinola, was discovered today in a laneway off Via Tavazzano in Portello, not far from the Alfa Romeo factory where he worked. Spinola had been stabbed to death. Police are pursuing inquiries among the workers in the area. Spinola was an active unionist and is reported to have been arguing about the union matters with other workers in recent days.
May be connected, may not be connected. It's there.
We got to go to that street. Or I would say that might be a suggestion.
It might be worth just like, if nothing else, just to like eliminate it, even if it's not. But it's been brought up, so.
I know we've got quite a lot out of this newspaper, but there's nothing about missing items, sort of stolen from the cathedral or museums or the convent, anything like that.
Nothing that you can see. No, nothing that you can see.
I mean, is there any reporting on the weird depression that seems to have taken hold of the city, or is it like they can't put it together that that's happening?
It's not the sort of thing they can. They're not saying it. There's nothing that you can see that's being said about it.
Do we feel anything? Like, since do we feel depressed or?
No, you don't. You don't. You feel like you feel. Apart from Maya's left arm, you'll feel perfectly fine.
Which at some point Maya's going to say to Nancy she wants Nancy to have a look at when we get a moment.
Okay.
Been aching for a while.
Well, I can certainly have a look at it. Do we know where Miss Cavallero would have been staying, where her flat is?
It would be quite well publicised that she actually has a townhouse in Milan.
I mean, I do think we should go, but the police are going to be watching the place.
I believe you are quite right, Major Mercy, but you never know. We have seen things before that the police have not noticed.
No, I'm just saying if we turn up there nosing around and like going inside, they're going to,
I was not thinking we would necessarily go inside. I just wanted to walk past and see if we saw anything unusual.
Yeah.
Because you make a good
And
point.
I think, Major Mercy, you need to keep yourself out of trouble for a while.
I think what's been proven from the past few days is that if I get into trouble, I'll be fine. Apparently,
Look, I was going to say, luck always runs out eventually.
It's not luck. I believe it's being a white English man.
It's actually
it carries a lot of weight.
To be fair, what the inspector in Lausanne actually said, it is your diplomatic credentials that are protecting you.
Yeah, I see that very much as being a white Englishman, being a rich white Englishman anyway.
Just out of interest, sorry, out of character, I suppose, is Major Mercy going to be allowed back on the Orient Express after firing on it?
That's a good question, which we shall come to in a future episode, actually.
I think that's a problem for future Major Mercy.
That's a problem for future Major Mercy.
I regret nothing. You deserve to. And I've said in previous episodes, I should have shot someone and I didn't. So,
So, yeah, it is publicised that Signora Cavallero has an apartment in Milan on the Via San Carpoforo, which is not on this map, so I can't actually show you where. I can't show you where it is. It is a luxurious townhouse. Quite obvious as you're walking past. It'd be one of those places that's very obvious as you're walking past or driving past because celebrity lives here with all the trimmings and all the paparazzi outside, that sort of thing.
So is she from Milan?
I believe she is actually. She definitely went to the theatre as a small child, so it's very likely she was from Milan.
Because I mean, like, as well as being like, she's a famous person in the city. Like, if you see it, like, you sort of said like, the heart is being like taken out of the city. Could that literally be her? Like, that she
That's
is.
what I was getting at. If one of the scrolls was like to do with the heart or like, the body or something like that. That's what pinged in my mind. The parts of the body you see when you said the heart.
Well, it sounds like we want to go to her house, and there was this street where the car worker was murdered, or found anyway. Should we split up? I'm not going to go to the house because it is true. I don't need any more police attention on this.
Will there not be police around the place with the murdered body as well?
I mean, I think this is probably the higher her kidnapping.
Well, yes, but
it is.
It's also not like CSI, is there?
Yeah.
Like they went, here's where he was stabbed. Take the body away. Everyone carries on with their day.
Well, okay. I would be interested to see her house.
Yes.
On the map, I don't have the location for her house.
Either.
I'm just having a quick look around to see if there's no street names here, which is kind of annoying. So I can't really put you anywhere. But if we split, so we've got Nancy and Maya going to Cavalera's house. Major Mercy is going to the murder scene. Edward, which one would you like to visit?
Either.
Edward, where would you like to visit?
The house.
So, Roland, okay if we put you with Major Mercy?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Cool. I'm going to start with the house party.
Yeah. Sorry, pussycat. Sorry.
So, Maya and Nancy and Edward, you arrive you head to the street where you know the location to the house to be, and it's quite obvious which house it is. It's a luxurious townhouse, immaculate gardens, fence work, wrought iron fence work. Also, the police outside as well are a bit of a giveaway.
Is there any sign of Dick Jones?
No. Not that you can see.
Okay. Just from now on, Maya will be keeping an eye out for him.
Of course. As you get closer to the house, you do see a couple of police are standing outside the main entrance, the main door, like a porch with columns on it. And they seem to be questioning somebody. Looks like a maid. Looks very distraught. What should you like to do?
Are there other people, or is it just the police questioning this maid?
It's just the police questioning the maid.
And how close are they?
They're at the house. The police are questioning her at the front door to the house.
Hmm. Can Maya try and subtly get closer to try and eavesdrop, but make it look like she's just kind of passing by?
Okay, yeah. Make me a stealth roll, please. I know you're good at. I know you're good at, but you never know. Hard success. You managed to just casually just walking past, craning your neck as you'd be expected to do so, and you do hear some snatches of what they're saying. They're saying loud enough for what you're saying. The maid is absolutely distraught, in tears, and while she's sniffing into a handkerchief, she says, "The mistress." She would. I can't believe she disappeared. She wouldn't disappear the night before a performance. This performance, Aida, meant the world to her. But that old flame, that's rubbish. She wouldn't have gone off with an old flame. I thought perhaps if the car is related to the opera, she might have got in, but I don't know. I don't know what's happened to her. She's made sudden decisions before, but not like this. Not like this. And the police
And
is
what
there,
are the police responding with?
just writing everything down, just not really responding anything definite, just acknowledging and writing things down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maya's gonna head back to the party and just report what she's heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily want to be spotted immediately. But can Maya maybe just do a once around the perimeter almost stealthily as well?
Of course, yep. It's a fairly high wall, fairly well-to-do. No signs of forced entry or anything. No evidence that anybody's been here looking for, trying to burgle the place. Probably you don't hear any birds singing. It's still quite grey. You do see the odd passerby again, hunched down, looking miserable, that sort of thing.
Any back doors, police by them?
One or two digging around the garden, but not in any sort of organised way. Just sort of going through the motions way, really.
Mm-hmm.
Do the police and the maid, so you said they sort of look sort of all hunched over and sort of physically depressed. Is that
Yes.
the same for these ones as well?
Yes, it's in fact, a few passers-by you've seen on your way here, it's common to everybody. It's just how everybody is, that sort of thing. That kind of hunched over, kicking at the road, head down. Grey as the atmosphere is grey as the sky is grey at the moment, that sort of thing.
Just a quick logistics question. Are we still carrying all our big trunks around with us as well?
Oh, I would have left mine at the hotel, but I did not say that. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to say that you've left all your luggage in a safe place or at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the police still questioning the maid, or has that?
They kind of moved away for now. They've got whatever information they can from her, and they're leaving basically.
Is she still on the doorstep?
She is. She's watching them go, dabbing her eyes tearfully, but watching them go.
Nancy is going to walk past and try and make it look like she's just sort of walking past and go, "Senorina, you seem distressed. Can I help you in any way?" Trying to make it look really casual and like she doesn't know where she is.
Forgive me, Signorina. What are you? Are you lost? Do you need? Forgive me. I can't. I'm. Tries to straighten herself up. She's. What can I do for you?
No, we were just walking past. This seems such a beautiful neighborhood, and I understand that maybe you are more prone to showing emotion than necessarily I would, but I hate to see someone looking as distressed as you.
It is my mistress. She has disappeared.
Is
There's been
this the
no
one
word
that
of
I've
her.
seen on the paper?
And she just like bursts out crying again. Yes.
Nancy is going to very
Signorina.
awkwardly go and sort of try and comfort her. There, dear.
I just don't. I don't understand. I don't know why she would disappear. She wouldn't leave before the performance. This performance is her life. She wouldn't disappear before it.
So you have heard nothing from her?
No. They say that I've heard nothing. No news. There's been no news.
And forgive me, you permanently working this. You don't accompany her. I understand.
I work here. I'm her maid. See.
But you do not travel with her, so you've not spoken to or had contact from her recently?
Only a telegram to say that she would be arriving here on the Orient Express yesterday. But nothing after that, and nothing about a car.
And her telegram seemed normal. I mean, I appreciate there's only so much one can say in a telegram, but it was the kind of thing you would normally receive from her.
She often let me know when she would arrive so I could get the house ready for her.
And have the police been any help of trying to find
No help at all.
anything?
No. They just stand there. They take notes. They just nod and they do nothing. They do nothing to help.
Tell me,
I don't know if I'll see
Signorina,
her again.
I'm sure you will. If you were to go and look for her, where would you start?
Don't know. Maybe at the theatre itself. Maybe they said that she had some. There's an old flame that took her, but she had no. She had no ex partners in the city.
Did she have ex-partners elsewhere who possibly could come to the city to
all
capture her?
over the world. But she always knew when one of them was here. She knows how to take care of herself with that.
And is there any of these that particularly stand out, who particularly still maybe held a flame for her, perhaps?
Sorry, Signor, I can think of nobody.
Well, thank you for your information. I very much appreciate it. Is there anything I can do to be of assistance right now?
Please, if you find anything, please let me know. Please.
Of course. What was your name?
Isabel. Isabel, my name is.
Isabel, if I find anything, we will send word to you.
Grazie, signorina, grazie.
I'll go and find the rest.
Okay, let's move.
You'll find Maya kind of skulking in a corner nearby.
Of course.
Move over to Major Mercy and Roland, who are going to investigate the murder of the unionist Ennio Spinola. The street itself is still cordoned off with police. The body has been moved.
So it's laughing to my students like, I'll be fine. There'll be no one in there.
So the police are there, still searching, still examining the area for evidence, but the body itself is no longer there, has been moved. What would you like to do?
Well, I'll get as close as I can without going past any barriers or cordons or anything, and see what I can see. I mean, I'm hoping there's going to be some,
One of us
big
pretends to
cult
be lost.
dagger or something.
You see some policemen, like, some of them are busy. It's a factory area. As I said, it's near the Alfa Romeo factory. And you can see, like, one or two, like, trying to, like, searching, going up and down the road, searching the curb carefully, searching the cobblestones carefully. You see, like, a couple of uniformed policemen in one particular area, along with a plainclothes policeman, presumably a detective of some sort. They're standing what looks to be a lane in between two warehouses.
I think that's where we need to be, Roland. I'm just not quite sure how we get there.
Just pretend to be a lost foreigner was what I was going to do. Don't we say that we're looking for a landmark? And we understand the signs.
You try that, right? And then I'll then, because I'm still in uniform, I'll then play being a important British person if that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just so we're not both, turfed out or whatever.
Yeah. Well, of course, Roland being French, I'll put on the whole body hole. Very thick. France. Accenta. And I'll sort of start, like, I'll get out like a notepad, or like a map or something to read directions and start walking in the opposite direction, turn tail, and then walk directly towards the point that we're trying to get at. Just to see if any policemen will sort of
Okay.
pick up on it.
Is that the plan? So is that the plan for Major Mercy as well, to pretend to be the lost tourists?
No, I'm hanging back right now because I feel like this is because I'm always in uniform. It's going to be an odd one for me to try and pull off. So we're saying if Roland's plan doesn't work, to just sort of amble in and, if anyone asks, tourist, and then say I'm a very important person from the embassy, consul, whatever they've got in Milan, and, demand action and demand information.
Very well, very well. Roland, you amble down the street towards the group of, like I said, the group of policemen and the detective. Is that where you're going, the detective?
Yeah.
As you approach,
with a map out, sort of like not looking where I'm going, but I am.
Of course.
I am. But...
Of course, as you approach, the detective, one of the constables turns around and notices the detective. The detective turns around and says, "Signora, you cannot be here. This is a crime scene. This is a crime scene. This is a police business. What are you doing here?"
Oh, really? Wow, I was looking for. Sorry, it's gone Russian. In French. I won't try doing a French accent. I was looking for whereabouts are we on the map?
Oh, of course, Monsieur, Senor, Miss, Senor, looks at your map. We are here. Points to the location where you are. You know where you are, but says, "This is where we are. The Teatro is here. Grand Hotel is here. Now, please, we are very busy. There is, as I say, this is a crime scene. We cannot have people contaminating it."
I want to go north.
You want to go north?
And this is north. This is north. Walking right through here is north.
See, Senor, you're right. This road does go north. In that case,
Yes, so
please
go north.
Yeah, please move on. Please move on. Please move along as quickly as possible. Then.
But this road goes north. It says that I need to take this.
It does go north. Yes, it's ceasing. Roland, while you're doing this, make me a spot hidden roll. If you don't have it, it's 30. It's 25 if you don't have it. But make me a spot hidden roll. See if you notice anything as you're blagging to this. D100 and it's 25. You're looking for 56.
Yeah.
You're not sure. You can't say for definite, but near where the police are standing and looking, you think you see some sort of staining on the ground, some sort of like dark stains on the ground there.
Mm-hmm.
Might be blood, but you can't tell from this distance, but it might be blood.
I was going to say, would Roland know if it was blood or not? Because obviously, killing animals and that, I'm sure.
It's not so much that you know it's blood. You know if it's blood. You can't see very well from where you are because that spot hidden. You felt the spot hidden, so you can't see it properly from where you are.
But this road is not. It's not.
Senor, please, you deal with this. You deal with this. Says to one of the policemen. You deal with this, and it's like Senor, please, this way, and he moves to escort you up the road and away from the crime scene.
Well, this road is not.
Si, senor. Si, senor. It is getting late in the day towards evening by this time, so wish to retire to the hotel, continue your investigations the next day in the daylight?
I mean, while I was there, I might make at least a stab at trying to get a look by trying to impress them with my credentials and saying I've been sent by the consulate.
Make me your choice of credit rating or persuade. Remember how this went last time.
Credit rating or persuade. Right. I think it's going to have to be credit rating because I can't even see persuade, so I'm assuming that must be a skill.
That's a base skill. Yeah, that's 10% if you don't have it. Yeah.
So I'll go for credit rating.
Whew.
Damn right.
Yep. Yep. He looks at. He obviously sees your military bearing, your confidence in carrying yourself, and you almost see him instinctively try and snap to attention before he catches himself.
I am going to say the ambassador has come from Rome to see the performance and is very disheartened that it might not be happening. So it's asked me
Senor. The disappearance of the singer is not my investigation. My investigation is this socialist who was murdered.
Yeah, they're very concerned about socialists. Yeah, very concerned about socialists. And there could be, oh god, I'm going to get the socialists in trouble. That this could be part of a socialist plot.
Si, senor. Si, senor. Do you have if you have any information, I'll be sure to pass it on to to my superiors.
I have a lot of experience investigating socialist plots in my line of work. So if I could have a look around, that would be greatly appreciated.
Si, senor. Si, senor. If the ambassador sent you, I do not see any reason why not. And he shows you the alleyway, the lane where the body was found. And Roland, you saw, you didn't quite know couldn't quite see it properly. I won't make you roll for this, Major Mercy. You do clearly see there is blood on the ground. And it looks like the detective points out to you the blood leads towards one of the warehouse doors.
And I'm gonna point this out to the person who's talking to me and say, has the warehouse been examined?
We are waiting for the correct documentation to open the warehouse because it is a private warehouse. We cannot just walk in there. We're waiting for, how do you say in the English, a search warrant?
Search warrant, yes.
See.
Of course.
Once we have that, we will of course investigate the warehouse. But for now, it is locked, and I am not able to do anything.
I could do you a favor. I could have a look in. I have diplomatic immunity. Nothing happened to me. And that'll, I'm sure the socialists are off murdering each other, and we don't want any more murders. Like every second counts. And I can have a look in, and I can tell you, and that's going to give you a jump on what's going on. And the worst that happens is some British diplomat did something foolish, and we do that every day.
Allow me one moment, please, just to see something. Okay. I'm just the detective is considering weighing up your request versus how much trouble he's going to get into with his superiors. Should this
the absolute
become known.
insanity that I'm suggesting.
Yes. But you did get an extreme success in your credit rating.
I'm very happy to not bribe him, but show my appreciation.
However, the door is locked and he does not have a key. That is the rather than the philosophical arguments. That is the more immediate physical concern. That the warehouse is locked and he does not have a key for it.
What sort of door is this? Is this a particularly secure door?
It's like this metal door that's got a chain across it with a padlock.
Yes. Well, officer, I think you'll find. I know you might not have noticed the first time that chain was broken in the murder, which also gives an urgent reason to go inside and have a look. And I'll look for something to break the chain open. Or smash a window, and that could be the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna have to ask you for a luck roll now.
Yeah.
Because this is getting a bit too much for this poor officer. So I need.
I feel 1920s, not just Italian police in general, would be happy smashing open a place, for fun, if nothing else. Luck roll, right?
Luck roll.
I doubt I'll be allowed to spend luck on that, would I?
No, you can't. You can't spend luck on a luck roll. I'm afraid. No.
Can I push it?
I think you can. No, you can't push luck rolls because they're not actually a skill.
Damn.
So he says, "See, senor, I do see what you're saying. However, I do not have the tools to open this. However, if you return tomorrow morning, I will have the tools, and I'll be more than happy to allow you to assist in the investigation."
Oh, wonderful! You're a credit to the police force of Milan, and I'll shake his hand and give him some money.
Looks a bit surprised at this, but it disappears.
English custom. and then I'll leave, and rendezvous with Roland, and then
as I said, and we will finish with this. Getting towards night time, you all regroup at the hotel. I take it the grand central, the Galleria di Vittorio Emanuele Hotel in the centre.
Yep. I will be buying Mr. Partridge a drink,
whether or not he wants one.
Yep.
Leave this man alone.
Just to give you a brief description, there's magnificent views of the Piazza del Duomo. There's several cafes here, shops, bookshops, leather shops, jewelry shops. Always crowded, but again, it's pretty crowded. But again, there's this melancholy about everybody. You do do find that Katerina has booked you the best rooms, right on the third floor, overlooking the gallery, overlooking the Teatro de Scala. Very good rooms, and your luggage is there. Whoever has the trunk currently with the arm in it is there.
I was going to say, if Maya's taking it this time, she will be closing the door and checking the trunk to make sure it is still there.
It is still there. It is still there.
And Maya's going to use this opportunity to get Nancy to have a look at her arm, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, can I have a look?
Yeah, make me medicine or first aid, your choice.
Don't have medicine.
I did have medicine or first aid.
You can't find anything obviously wrong. There's like no bruising. The bone is not broken or dislocated. No blood. If you didn't know, you think it's maybe just to be like a pulled muscle or something. Just needs time and patience.
Well, Maya, that is what I think, that it needs rest. But it does seem strange, particularly given what's happened recently. It may be worthwhile giving someone else a chance to look after the arm for a bit to see if that improves matters.
I'll give it to... I'll talk with Rule and see if he'll take it for a bit.
That sounds sensible.
And Maya goes and does that.
Of course. As you get ready for bed, probably drawing towards midnight, you all hear something echoing through the halls. You hear a familiar voice singing Ritorno Vincitor from Aida. It's the voice of Caterina Cavallero.
Could we, like, go? Can we, like, one message? Can we go to the source of the voice? Is it like something we can say? Oh, it's down the corridor, or is it just seem like?
You can certainly try to follow the voice, but that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. Now, rewards for completing the Lausanne chapter. That's what we want. So, everybody gains 1d6 sanity points.
Yeah.
I'm sure Maya's going to get one.
Bugger off Discord. Right.
So 3 sanity for Edward.
For Rule.
6 for Richard. 6 for Major Mercy. That's good.
1d6.
Am I rolling?
So I get 3.
Yeah.
1d6 and add it to your sanity.
The left number or the right number?
The left. It'll be the left number. And if it goes over, that's fine.
Right. Oh, Nancy. Hey!
Nicely done. Also,
Right.
you can also make improvement rolls for luck once you've done that. So roll a luck, and if you fail the roll, you can add 1d10 to it. Roll a 1d10, add that to your luck.
Oh, I succeeded.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry, it's if you fail the luck roll. So only Richard and Nancy. So it's only Richard and Nancy get to add. Sorry, not Maya or Roland. Richard and Nancy get to add 1d10. Roll 1d10 and add it to your luck. The game that does it that way. So 3 for Richard and 1 luck for Nancy. And now you get to roll your skill improvements. So any skills you've ticked, you can roll. You can, if you fail them, roll them. If you fail them, you get to add 1d10 to them. That's a pass. That's a pass. It's a pass. So you can add 1d10 to your psychology, Major Mercy.
You pass both of them.
Boo!
I'm gonna say you're not having much luck.
That's
That
a 10.
happens.
It
Roll a
did.
1d0. That's a 1d0, Richard.
I was just saying, I'll roll that again.
Where have all my other skills gone?
We don't know.
Oh.
If you press edit, they all come out again.
I know.
Ah, boo.
So Edward BT can roll a 1d10 and add that to your anthropology. And same for accounting. Yeah, accounting.
Hey, a failure.
Oh, and you spot hidden as well. Nice.
So it's 1d10, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
That happens.
Yeah.
And with that, all coming out now. Credit rating you can't do for that, Richard, I'm afraid.
That would pass. Sorry, what was that, Jeff?
So you can't. Credit rating doesn't improve that way. I don't think.
Yeah, it's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we come to an end, let's do our stars and wishes. Let's go around the table, do stars and wishes. Brian, what was your favourite bit? What would you like to see more of?
I like the confrontation with the duck.
Oh yes.
And I'd like to see more of what's happened to Katerina.
So we'll find out, one way or another. Richard.
Well, I really liked the trial, and I'd be happy if this just became a, legal procedural, and that was every episode was dealing with Cthulhu-based cases. I also really liked the thing with the Duke, and that I shot him, but then I was annoyed that it didn't work. I mean, it probably would have buggered up a lot of the campaign, maybe, if I just killed him. And like to see more of weird horror stuff as normal. Insanity, that would be good. Looking at you, Maya.
Again there.
And what else? Yeah, more evil weirdness.
Richard. Robin.
I really liked Roland bluffing his way as the stupid foreigner.
Yeah, that was
That was hilarious. Troy goes north. Troy goes north. This goes north.
Yeah, but you can't come through here. No, but it's north. You just said north.
And I also like how Maya seems to have adopted a party meat shield.
What, Walter?
Let that poor guy.
Yep.
Leave him out of it.
what that.
Oh boy. Sarah. Sorry, Karen.
Sorry. Wishes. Probably to get more sanity back, which is unlikely to be fair, but hey ho, I seem to be losing a lot at the minute.
Sarah. Oh no, you're only here for part of it.
Yeah, I feel kind of a little bit at sea because I was only here for part of it. So the two things that I really enjoyed are very specific. I like the reference to Toscanini because I think that is actual Toscanini, the composer.
It is, yes. Yep.
Not composer, conductor. Awesome. So I'm excited that hopefully we'll get to meet him next time. That'll be fun. And I also enjoyed pointing out where I stayed in Milan on a hotel because on the map to Robin. Because I've actually been there and I can still remember where I stayed.
Nice.
I'm just looking forward to getting back into the game again and doing some exploring and mystery hunting and Cthulhu hunting and stuff.
And Christy.
Yeah, I enjoyed obviously getting to the end of Lausanne, and it was fun sort of playing a bit of a dummy.
It really was.
Yeah. I keep on thinking I'm a little bit like, oh, why wasn't I playing like, because that's generally my D&D character go to is the young dumb blonde, which is actually really smart. And it's like, oh, why aren't I playing one of them?
There's a lot of stuff I liked. I liked Richard's constant objections during the trial.
You went full on Phoenix Wright.
He did. Maya's rant about the. Sorry, Count.
No, I was just going to say, like, I was very much thinking, like, yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of reasons why this is all wrong, not just in law, but like in sort of common sense running of things. It's getting very Kafka.
I loved Maya's rant when the Duke started talking about the Edgar being a foreigner. That rant was magnificent. That was a magnificent bit. I enjoyed the clueless tourist, Roland's clueless tourist. I enjoyed Edward's Brian's concealed thing about the Duke is the duck. That got quite funny. Sorry, not the Duke, the duck. That was quite funny. I liked. I don't know. I did really enjoy it tonight. Yeah. I like the idea. We started a new chapter. We kind of reset a bit, and we started a new chapter, new things to discover, new things to uncover. I like that. You were thinking you're kind of like thinking detective stories, like this person's been kidnapped. Like, how can we find them? Why could they have been kidnapped? So that was all good. That was brilliant. And I'd like to see more of that as the weeks go on. So we shall find out what's the source of the mysterious voices next time.